Hey guys, welcome back to another video of mine. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and its character design. A lot of people redesign the My Little Pony characters in their own styles, or redesign them in the style of the show. Like if you search up My Little Pony and redesign, you'll find tons of videos. And I think it's a great exercise to redesign characters in media, especially in My Little Pony. It's fun to draw them in your own way, and of course it's fun as the viewers to see everyone's unique takes on their design. I'm not saying there's a problem with people redesigning these pony characters, because there isn't. But I only ever see people redesign the characters in My Little Pony. I never see anyone actually talk about how incredible the character designs are for the ponies already. So, because of this, I wanted to make a video talking about the character designs in My Little Pony, as I feel like they don't get as much recognition as they deserve. The characters in My Little Pony are simple, but brilliant in their designs. The first thing you might notice is that most of the ponies have the same body type. From head to hoofs, it's the exact same body mold. They actually gave all the main 6 ponies the same body type, which usually would be frowned upon, as doing this usually causes same face syndrome, which pops up a lot in online comics and animations. Although they pull this off by giving the main ponies distinct silhouettes and defining color schemes. If you looked at their character silhouettes, you'd be able to tell which pony is which. For their silhouettes, they make sure to give each of the ponies different features to help them stand out on their own, such as their manes, tails, their eyes, and for some ponies, accessories such as Applejack's hat. And of course, features such as the unicorn horns or wings, depending if they're an Earth pony, Pegasus, or unicorn. These are key defining features to help these ponies have more unique character silhouettes. And for their colors, they make sure to give each pony a very distinctive color scheme. None of the main 6's colors look too similar to each other, with the exception of Twilight and Rarity both having purplish manes, although Rarity has an all-purple mane with her body being white, whereas Twilight has a dark purple mane with pink in it, and has a light purple body, which makes the two stand out color-wise, even though they do sort of share the trait of having purple in their manes. And the main 6 do stand out from the background characters, and that was an intentional choice. Some of the background characters have very plain designs. They usually give the background characters very simple mane and tail styles, and very few colors in their designs, but it's for the reason of being background characters. They aren't meant to be important to the story, and by having them look more plain looking, it ends up making the main characters pop out even more on the show. I should mention, so nobody tries to comment this, I'm aware there are variations on body types for the ponies in Friendship is Magic, but a lot of these body types don't come until later into the show. In the very first episode, they pretty much use the same body type for all its characters, the main 6 and all of the background ponies, and the only ponies they didn't do this for were male ponies, Princess Celestia and Nightmare Moon / Princess Luna, of course. And the reason why was because making all the ponies have the same body type was easier for production costs, as they could save time when creating animation rigs, which allowed them to spend more time on the overall animation, since they could reuse the rig of the standard body type and just swap up their manes, eyes, and colors. The next thing you might notice is how simple the style of My Little Pony is. And yes, it's very obvious it's a simple style, but let's talk more about that choice, and how it benefits the overall story. As you know, there are many different kinds of art styles out there. There's the more complex ones, the anime styles, the sort of blend between anime and cartoon, and of course the simple styles, and many more, but those are just the most common styles. In My Little Pony, they have a simplistic style, and even though the My Little Pony redraws I see are cool, when they are complex, I always think to myself, it wouldn't work for the actual show, because the show works way better by having a simple style, rather than a complex one. My Little Pony is for all audiences of any age, but I think the point to get across here is that it was initially made for a younger audience. So even though older people took a liking to the show, they initially designed it to appeal to younger people. Plus, it isn't a story that you had to watch each episode back to back to understand what was happening. For most of the episodes, it was more slice of life, with the exception of the first and last episodes of the seasons, where they give more plot for the story. But other than that, the show wasn't meant to have super complex story. It was definitely a more simple story that just had its complex moments. And this is the reason why a simple style works better for the overall story in My Little Pony. I also want to talk about the style more in general, and not compared to the story. And for this part, this could just be my own bias, but I prefer simpler styles and characters over more complicated styles and characters. Sometimes, less is more, and a lot of the more simple character designs out there are the more memorable ones, such as Pikachu, Mickey Mouse, and Mario, to name a few. Plus, when it comes to animating for the show, there will be less animation errors with its characters, and the animation will also take less time to produce. I just see a lot more pros than I do cons with having a more simple style. Last thing you might notice is how the character designs reflect the ponies' personalities to a T. When you see each of the main six, you can tell just by looking at their designs who's who, personality-wise. You can tell Pinkie Pie's a bubbly party pony. You can tell Rarity is a fashionista. You can tell Rainbow Dash is cocky and tomboyish. You can tell Applejack is the cowgirl. You can tell Fluttershy is the shy, soft-spoken one. And you can tell Twilight is studious and cares about magic. And this isn't just random. These designs had a lot of care put into them. They might have all used the same body type mold, but that doesn't mean they don't get their characters' main personality traits across. Pinkie Pie's mane and tail both consist of round shape language, which gives off the impression Pinkie's a very approachable pony who's fun, silly, and bouncy. She's also pink, which symbolizes playfulness, positivity, and warmth. Rarity's mane and tail both consist of spiral shape language, giving off the impression that she's creative and beautiful. Rarity also has the most eyelashes out of the main six, and wears blue eyeshadow, which shows she cares a lot about her appearance. She's purple, which symbolizes imagination and luxury, and she's also white, which symbolizes perfection and purity. Rainbow Dash's mane and tail both consist of sharper shape language, which gives off a dynamic and vibrant impression. Rainbow also has fewer eyelashes than the other ponies, which leads more into that tomboy aspect of her character. Now, Rainbow Dash's whole color scheme is that she's rainbow, but she's mainly blue. So, she's blue, which symbolizes loyalty, confidence, and protection of others. Applejack's mane, tail, and hat consist of round and sharp shape language, which makes for an interesting conflict. On one hand, Applejack is a very approachable and trustworthy character. On the other hand, she's still dynamic too, and clearly has her moments where she makes herself heard. Applejack also has fewer eyelashes alongside Rainbow, making Applejack also more tomboyish. She's also orange, which symbolizes honesty, optimism, and being impatient. Fluttershy's mane and tail both consist of round shape language, giving off the impression she's shy, harmless, and peaceful. They also made her eyelashes sort of drag down her eyes, giving her a softer look. She's yellow, which symbolizes happiness and caution, and she's also pink, which symbolizes shyness and being sensitive. Twilight Sparkle's mane and tail both consist of square shape language, which gives off the impression she likes rules and order in her life, and also that she is someone reliable. She's also purple, which symbolizes royalty, magic, and wisdom. And on top of all these shape and color language design traits, they also give each of the main six their own unique cutie marks. And each of their cutie marks reflects so well on their different personalities and interests as characters. Twilight has a pink star surrounded by other stars, which shows her love for the study of magic. But it also goes deeper than that, as the pink star in the middle is a representation of her, and the surrounding white stars are a representation of her friends. Applejack's cutie mark is a lot more simple than that. It has apples on it representing her love for apples, but also her love for the Sweet Apple Acres farm with her and her family. Pinkie Pie's cutie mark is balloons, which represents that she loves to host parties for her friends in Ponyville. Not only that, it gives her a more playful, childish vibe. Rainbow Dash's cutie mark is a rainbow lightning bolt, to keep up with the rainbow motifs in her design, and it represents confidence and skills in flying. Rarity's cutie mark is diamonds, which is a representation for her love of beauty. It also represents her ability of dressmaking, as she uses diamonds in her designs. Fluttershy's cutie mark is butterflies, which represents her love for all critters and animals amongst their world. All in all, the character design in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is simple, but brilliant. And as we have discussed, having a simple style can be very effective. Even if your characters use the same body molds, it can still work out if you design the characters correctly, with shape and color language. And when a show can pull off a simple style, it really makes the show stand out more. And simpler styles are more memorable, which is what you want in a cartoon show. So I think My Little Pony has the perfect style, especially for its story. But that's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching. It's been Leamon Puppy. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all next time.